Chapter 5 is going to be called Intimacy of Meeting because I want to begin to express when you're in a point of meeting with another person how the mood begins to reflect the way the other person sees and perceives you. I usually have a refined approach and begin to approach each person the same way. So if you had the highest view of me, I would return that with the highest view of you. And this is called intimacy of meeting because when you have these moments of paradox and there's a gatekeeper who can either give you all your dream wishes and fulfillments, or they can send you home with the tail between your legs, you're always going to remember these people and the point of meeting and how they acted, and there is really a transparency of approach for each person, the side of the initiator and the side of the gatekeeper. I'll give an example of a time when I was a gatekeeper and I was put in a position that I didn't want to be in, but I was supposed to be there. And somebody asked me a question, and at first I was having a bad day. Um, and so I saw that as an excuse to not reach so far as to help that Jesus out. But then when I gave my answer, he began to take a dive in, and he smiled and he laughed, but I could tell it was done with an intention that was used solely to go where he knew I didn't want to go. And I remember that person as my least favorite person forever in the context of gatekeeper and initiator. And so there is a very big energetic exchange of resonance in the moment that there really is so much transparency. We live in a world and a experience where there isn't really any place to hide anything. We may be able to lie by our words, but we never lie with our vibration. Our vibration always tells the truth of what we're about. So any point of a meeting is a chance to begin to show all of your vibrational intention, and it's a way of being able to display a presentation. Now, to both the intender, the initiator, and to the gatekeeper, you have to begin to stay in alignment with where you are, but begin to be able to hear the other person. And I learned a long time ago that I used to follow the idea of waiting for the next thing to say and not actually listening to a person. And once I learned the power of listening, I really do listen to people. But I find that is a very rare trait. And I find if I'm not listened to, then I'm tempted to open up those portals into lesser vibrations. But this is a characteristic of human nature. And so we have to be forgiving. But in this intimacy of meeting, you really have an experience with another person, and perhaps you might get a little bit more than you were expecting. And that is what I see myself as a steward of here on earth, is to begin to get people so in alignment with their own confidence and their own ability to say anything is possible that they begin to live that experience and they begin to project it to other people. So I hope, even in reading this thing, your intimacy of meeting with me then becomes that more highlighted, and you begin to see that there is moods that can encompass any mood that says no.